Hey guys, welcome to this first episode ever of what I'm calling Cooking with Comfort. Now, for those of you who care, um, this is a cooking show, sort of. People keep asking me to post what I cook online because they think it would be fun to watch me cook, which I don't entirely understand. However, I aim to please my fans, so here we go. Now, for today, we're just going to do something simple. Um, the cat is going to come and help, I think, which is really not appropriate for a cooking show, Fibbo. No, you can't come to see. This is the kind of thing I have to deal with. So, if you would just hold on a few moments, I have to get rid of the cat, and then we can keep going. Okay, so we may have a few cat-free moments here. We're just going to try and do something simple. By simple, I mean there's no recipe. I just throw things into a pan and hope they taste good. Now, I've made something like this before, so it should be alright. We're going to start off with some chicken. I cut it already. It's just one chicken breast. I cut it because I think it's boring to watch people cut things, especially people who don't particularly know how to cut things. I didn't lose any fingers in this process, so I think you guys can handle that. I like to cut the chicken when it's still partially a little tiny bit frozen. Not frozen, but a little frozen, so it's a little bit more solid, so the squares and cubes come out evenly. So what we're going to do with the chicken is put a little olive oil in my cast iron skillet. I like to use this cast iron skillet. One, because I just got it, and it's new, so it's cast iron power. And also because I tend to be a little bit anemic, so any way I can sneak iron into food, even if it's absorbing it from the cookware, we'll take it. So, you start with your cast iron skillet, turn the heat to like medium-ish. I mean, you can go a little bit higher if you want it to cook faster, a little bit lower if you want it to cook slower. I like medium with the raw chicken so it cooks slow enough so that the inside is cooked before the outside burns. So that's what we're doing there. And a little bit of olive oil. I don't know how much that was. It covers the pan, so that's what you're going for, so it covers the pan. We're using a pure olive oil. It's not an extra virgin olive oil like Rachel Ray loves, but it's good. It doesn't have a tremendously strong olive flavor, so you can use it in a lot of different types of things, whether you're going for Italian or if you want something else. So it's good in lots of stuff. I like it. I'm a fan. So we've got that in there. I like to let it heat up just a tiny bit before I throw the chicken on so that it's got time to actually do something instead of the chicken just sitting there. While that's starting to warm up, I am also going to grab a medium saucepan because we're going to make a little bit of capellini to go with this. Capellini is the really skinny pasta because I don't like really thick spaghetti. I like angel hair pasta, and capellini I think means angel hair in Italian. So we're going to go with that. First, in our medium saucepan, we're going to put a bit of water. How much? I don't know. Use your judgment. The goal is to have the pasta cook, but not have the pan overflowing. So I put about that much in. You see, it's like maybe a quarter of the way full. There's not a tremendous amount of water in there. Who knows if it's going to be enough, but that's what we're going to start with. So we put that in that pan with a dash of salt. By dash, I mean like a dash. You see it? Nope, you can't see that. Oh, there we go. A dash of salt into there, and then throw that back burner up on high. Because who wants to wait for water to boil? So we're gonna let the water boil. Right now our olive oil is starting to look a little bit hot, so we're gonna toss the chicken. Now with the chicken, I like to use wooden utensils because wood is very versatile and there's a possibility it could catch on fire, so that excitement is there. So we're just going to stir the chicken. Got a little bit of smoke coming up, which is nice. And you got to keep the fire department in business. So we're stirring chicken. Now while the chicken is starting up here, I have an onion. Onions are great. They taste good, nice texture. Plus, you get a little cry while you're chopping them, which is always nice. Everybody needs a little emotional release every now and again. First you get these yucky peels off. I don't really like that whole thing. I'm not very good at this either, but I'm allowing you to watch. Please don't make fun of me. Alright, we're chopping. We're chopping. Chop, chop. Oh, we're crying. And we're chopping and crying and chopping and crying. Oh. I like to just use the entire onion because why not? I mean, really. Who doesn't like onion? Actually, there seems to be a lot of people out there that don't like onion. And if you're one of them, you don't have to use it. You can do something else. You can do something onion-free, which, I mean, is fine if that's what you like. I mean, you can replace onion with other things. Maybe, I don't know, potatoes. That might be weird with pasta. But for today, we're just using the entire onion, and we're going to stir everything up a little bit. So we've got the onion in there, the olive oil, the chicken. I'm going to throw this onion peel away, and then I'll be right back. Okay, we've got the onion peel out of the way, which is important because who wants gross onion peels in their kitchen? Not me. So while the onion peel was being tossed into the garbage, our water had a chance to boil. It is boiling fairly rapidly, lots of steam, which is always a good thing. So we've got boiling water in which to put our capellini. So the capellini, again, I don't measure things, but some people measure pasta. There's little pasta measuring things that have various holes in them. I'm just going to take about this much pasta. It's like enough to use as a telescope or a unicorn horn or any of that sort of thing. I'm going to take about that much, break it in half over the pot because it snaps into weird little pieces. So it's broken in half, and we're going to toss that in the boiling water and hope that eventually it becomes soft pasta. So now we are going to chop a tomato up using the sharp knife and a red tomato. We're going to go on the cutting board like so. See my beautiful cutting board? Isn't it lovely? People tell me you should use a cutting board so you don't get cuts all through your counter or chop your hand off, which I do have some scars from back in the day before I started using the cutting board. You know that a lot of people injure themselves with knives and improper use of them, but we're going to try and demonstrate proper use of sharp objects in this video. We're not going to stab things or chop our own hands off. We're just going to chop nice and clean on the cutting board. Then we're going to toss that tomato right into the pot because tomatoes are always a good thing to have around. Now the tomato cooking in there is just going to kind of cook down a little bit and add to the sauce flavor. Now I have a phone call, so I'll be right back. Okay, I picked up the phone and I am back to cooking. One thing with cooking you got to be careful about is if there are interruptions that you don't set things on fire. So we were at the cutting phase, and I've got the tomato pretty much cut here and thrown into the pan. I cut off this little end because it's got that weird little brown spot on, and I don't know if you're supposed to eat that. So I don't, because I wasn't sure. So we're going to toss that into the garbage. Oh, I missed, but we'll get it later. And then, now this is something that I started doing because I'm not a big vegetable eater. I've been trying to eat salad, but I don't always like salad. So I started throwing the salad greens. This is the spinach and field mix blend. Started throwing the salad greens right into the pot so that it cooks in with the food and kind of tastes better. So we've got a ton of salad greens now in this pot. It looks like way too much. I'm going to show you because it does look like too much, but my pan is too hot to just pick up. It looks like way too much. It's like half a pot of green things. But green things cook down and get smaller and become more manageable as time goes on. So that really is the amount we want to have. At least half a pan. Half a pan. Isn't it fun to just wave your hand with the pot holder on it? Okay, moving on. So, we got half a pan of greens, we got a tomato, we got an onion, we got some chicken, all in the cast iron skillet so we can get our iron in. And we have our pasta boiling. It hasn't boiled over yet, so we're doing really good there. It's starting to look about done, actually. We got our pasta here. Do you see it? It's beautiful. It's dripping, but it's really nice. That's about the consistency you want pasta at. Now, the pasta is pretty much done, so we're actually going to take this into a sieve that I had waiting for us here, and we are going to pour that in there to get the excess water off. Now, we didn't use a ton of water, so we don't have a lot to drain off here, but I think we used enough water that it's not going to be weird. So we're going to take this, throw it back in the pot, and set the pot aside for a few moments off the heat, and let our greens have a chance to cook down a bit. Now, I realize, as I'm stirring here, that we really haven't thrown too many seasonings into our pot. Now, seasonings are good to have because you want food to taste good, so you put things that taste good in with the food, and then it all tastes good. So, to get some seasonings going, we're going to take a little bit of garlic powder. Now, why are we using garlic powder and not real garlic? Here's the main reason for this. I did not buy real garlic when I was at the store. I forgot. Usually I use real garlic, and I take my garlic press and I squeeze it, and I put it in right at the beginning so it has time to cook with the olive oil and kind of infuse everything with garlic. But since we didn't do that, we're going to use garlic powder. I still like it. It still tastes garlicky, but if you're a garlic snob and you need the real thing, then buy the real thing. Don't forget like me. So we're going to shake this in. How much? I don't know. Lots. We like garlic. If I was using real garlic, I'd probably use two of the little clove things. Maybe more, I don't know. But usually two of the clove things does well in the garlic press, and it gets everything nice and garlicky. Because there is no such thing as too much garlic. So we've got that in there. Now, with the garlic in there, I also like to throw a little bit of salt in. Not a whole lot, because apparently salt is bad for you. But not tons of salt is bad for you. So we're going to use a little bit of salt. Do you see it? No, you can't see it. Okay. Well, trust me, there's a little. So we're going to throw that in there. A little bit of salt. And keep stirring. Now, as you can see, I want to give you a good look at this here. As you can see, the greens have cooked down quite substantially here. We're actually getting to the point where everything smells really good, and garlicky, of course. And our greens are about the right consistency and everything. And the chicken is also cooked at this point, completely cooked through, and all is well on the kitchen front. So, now that we've got that all set, I'm actually going to toss the pasta, this pasta, right into the pan with the other stuff and mix it all together. Now, some people like to keep their pasta separate and like set the pasta on the side, but I like the pasta to have a chance to marinate a little with the chicken and spinach and all that to get it nice and cohesive together. Because I feel like even dishes need to have a sense of unity and purpose. So it's all together in the pan, getting mixed together, because everything at this point is fairly cooked. I did turn the heat down a little bit in one of our commercial breaks, so you may want to keep that in mind. It hasn't been on medium high this whole time. I cheated and went to low. But it still is coming out really well. And we've got all the pasta and the chicken and everything in one pan. Now, as you can see, I'm going to show this to you. You know, the burner I did forget to turn off was when the pasta was on. So we're going to turn that off now. Now, as you can see, we've got what I like to call pasta Sarafranco. I had pasta franco one time at a really good Italian restaurant, and it kind of tasted like this, but different, because there were other things that I don't have in it, like olives, which you can throw olives in this. That wouldn't be an issue. Also mushrooms, which I usually put in, but guess what? I'm out of those. Do you know how much you have to grocery shop to have a fully stocked cupboard? All those kitchen shows have people who go and buy everything they need. They don't really have a kitchen with that in it. So we work with what we have. And this, my friends, is done. And what I'm going to do right now is put it all into some Tupperware and take it to lunch tomorrow so all my friends at work can be jealous. I hope you all had a good time watching me cook. Who knows if we'll do this again sometime, but if we do, arrivederci until then. Have a great night.